Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'd like to thank everybody for coming on this YouTube channel, liking and subscribing. Leave your comments, whether positive or negative. Much love and much prayers to everybody who joins this live for sure. Here's my disclaimer. My disclaimer is I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, I'm not an apostle, and I do not hold any type of office in a church. So please do not lay claims of those titles on me for sure. And I don't know if you all are seeing like a little square on your screen right now. If you are viewing that, that is from my camera. If you're not, then don't even worry about it. All right. So we're here to talk about the International Holy Convocation. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful, wonderful, and thankful to see some of the saints. When I was there, you know what I mean. Everybody had a wonderful time, and if I didn't catch you when I was there, then hopefully next time, I believe it's in the end of the year service that I will catch some of you when I come through for sure. So what's up to everybody in the room? What's up to everybody in the chat room? I don't know what's going on with these IUIC Hebrew Israelites, man. You know, what up to MMP, Top Shelf, Stevenson, Stacy White, True Seeker, Flemings, Pam Davis, Sniper, Joshua. What up, Josh? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, Corey? What up, Walker? What up, Kelly? What up, Henley? You know. So, with Gino, he crushed those IUIC Hebrew Israelites for sure. It was a powerful message. It was on point, and I got word that some of them, I guess some of them also came through today at the Greensboro event in North Carolina, but they did not come in to the place. You know what I mean? I don't know what is up with these purple and gold. He called them, he called them the purple gang. I really don't understand, these type of Hebrew Israelites. Also mentioned that other camps, other Hebrew Israelite camps, reached out and apologized for the actions of those IUIC Hebrew Israelites because I know for a fact that there are some Hebrew Israelites in different groups and different organizations that do not behave like those IUIC Hebrew Israelites for sure. Joshua says, yeah, some showed up. They were on the sidewalks, I believe. What up, Elbert Fuller? What up, my boy? Well, shout out to Elbert Fuller. He came through yesterday for that interview. It's greatly appreciated, man. Was honored to interview those who came through. I believe I interviewed about 12 people, including Elbert Fuller. Shout out to Elbert Fuller for sure. He says, greetings, my young brother. It was a pleasure meeting you. Hope to see you again for sure, man. For sure, end of the year service if you come through. I'm not sure if it's going to be in Philadelphia. Hopefully it do. But for sure, for sure. What up, Angela? Angela Maxfield. You said you was there in Greensboro, North Carolina. It was very nice. Absolutely. True Seeker says, Pastor Gino Jennings laid it down. I'm glad he touched on it. Who is it? Who is it? What do you want? Excuse me, y'all. Oh my goodness. What?
To cash out for the money.
Forgive me. Kids, I tell you. Kids. Kids, I tell you. But forgive me. Forgive me for that intermission right there. Let me see if I skipped any comments or forgotten. What up, Moni? What up, what up, what up? What's up, Carmen? Greetings to you at Richard. Stacy said they are crazy. He said they are crazy. They're more than that. They're obsessed, I believe. Um, Joshua said you stay close to the convention center, don't you? Must be nice, man. I stay about an hour and 15 minutes, in Charlotte. So I was up and down the roads. You know what I mean? All right. At Joshua. All right. Marva says greetings. Terry says good evening, my young brother. What up? What up? What up? All right. What's up? What is that? Michelle K. John Smith says I don't understand them. Well, those type of Hebrew Israelites, they seem to be coming off for like attention, like attention whores and things like that. They trying to come with intimidation and whatnot. But as Pastor Gino Jennings said, like, listen, we from the hood, man. We used to that type of stuff. That stuff don't move us. You know what I mean? Like we supposed to back down and whatnot. That stuff don't do anything to us in general. He also mentioned that, those type of Hebrew Israelites, they like to get physical, coming from like the videos that's seen on YouTube and whatnot. So uh he stated that last week that the brothers and sisters, did a good job and whatnot in reference to ignoring those guys when the service is over, which is wonderful, man. Which is wonderful. Like I said before in the last live conversations about these IUIC Hebrew Israelites, I have a family member, a blood family member by the name of Timothy Uzziah Harvin. Uzziah. I don't know where he get that name from, but he must have got it from the Hebrew Israelites because I don't recall that being his middle name. But hey, spirit is thicker than blood, man. So I'm riding with the truth of God all day. I don't care what type of blood family member is in that organization, is in that group. So hey, man, it is what it is. All right. You said you called on the Power Rangers at MMP. Fleming says they respond with negative emotions and knows nothing about faith. I agree. Because that seemed to be their whole lingo, their whole angle of trying to hit people with scripture, and then they try to get a person who's striving for God, striving for the way of holiness and whatnot, to try to get you off course, to try to get you to come out your character. You know what I mean? To see like, oh wow, y'all see this person is trying to be a so-called Christian and whatnot, and they'll put you on film, they'll put you on camera and things like that. So it was a wonderful thing that none of the brothers and the sisters engage in that type of nonsense that they're looking for, because that's what they're looking for. You know what I mean? They're gonna come across the wrong set of people, especially in North Carolina, man. Especially in North Carolina, especially. You know what I'm saying? You just can't show up on people's property and people's domains unannounced, man. I don't care what type of religious organization you're from. You can't do that. That's not the way to get people. That's not the way of doing things decency and in order. Like my boy said the other day, he's a minister in Jersey City, New Jersey. He likes Pastor Gino. He said, he knows. He asked me questions about them. You know, he stated that why they do that for? Why they ain't going to the crack houses like that? Why those Hebrew Israelites is not going into the crack houses like that? Huh? He made a good point when he said that. Why they ain't going to the hoods of Chicago, the violent areas of Camden, New Jersey, Compton, L.A., Compton, California? Why ain't going to those areas? Why ain't going to the rough hood areas where there's killing, crack, prostitution, and all that other stuff? Why you not doing it that way? Why you sitting here wasting your gas money, as Gino said, and gas prices is rising? You understand? So they wasting their time, man. They absolutely wasting their time. They thinking that intimidation and showing up. Gino said it came around with about 200, 300 people surrounding the church. Now, what 200 or 300 people going to do to 3 or 4 thousands of people? Let's just be clear, man. You come to Philadelphia with 200 to 300 people. You not only got the church people in the church, but you got the people. That's an urban area that you're in, that people respect, Gino. So now you coming on somebody's turf with ignorance. You better be careful, man. Be careful what you're asking for, because it may not be the people of the house of God, but it may be the outsiders to come and get you. So be careful, man. You definitely got to be careful with that type of ignorance, man. Just because you come with your purple and gold superhero outfits, yelling, cursing, that stuff don't do nothing, man. That stuff don't really do. You showing up to people's churches and whatnot. That's clown stuff. That's a circus right there. That's a circus act for sure. And my cousin, Mr. Timothy Uzziah Harvin, listen, man, if you justifying that stuff, man, I know you know better. I know for a fact you better know better, man, the way we grew up, man. You know what I'm saying? You better know better, man. For sure. If you a part of that, if you was with those guys and you know about that stuff, man, you should know better than that, man. You know what I'm saying? The way we grew up. You know what I mean? With that clown circus stuff, man. I don't even know why you were a part of that stuff, man. Because that's clown circus stuff right there. And you should definitely know better, man. For sure. All right? The way, especially the way we grew up. You know what I'm saying? We in that boxing gym getting all that discipline and all that, man. All right? So if you were part of that stuff, Mr. Timothy Harvin, you know what I mean? All right now. All right. You know what I'm saying? It'll definitely be a family affair. You know what I mean? With that garbage, man, showing up to people churches and whatnot. And it's a crazy situation that you gotta I gotta forgive me on my camera and focus is going in and out. So it got to be a crazy obsessed thing for grown men. 200 to 300 grown men sit up there and waste their time, wasting their gas money to try to get some attention, man. That's something like that's something kind of feminine to me, man. I'm pretty sure they planned this for probably for quite a while. How you all day thinking about, you know what I mean, a man in your sleep? You like, man, I can't wait to go to that church. You're thinking about a man all throughout the night, and they probably some of them probably got wives too, or wives, and you're thinking about another man, man. Is that manly? You know what I'm saying? I don't, I don't understand, man. I really don't. I really don't understand. He said, Joshua said, them Hebrew Israelites knocking at the door. All right, now I gotta get into my I would have to get in my stance now. You know what I'm saying? Don't come here. Don't come here, man. I'm telling you, don't do it. You know what I mean? Imani says, greetings, blessings to you all. Enjoy the message from our Pastor Gino. He says the purple game knocking. What up, Mike Smith? He says Elder King turned 92, right? I'm not sure. I must have missed that part, you know. But shout out to Elder King. I believe he was around since like Bishop Johnson and whatnot. Shout out to him. You know, what up, Marcos? What up, Alaska in the building for sure. Absolutely. What up, Fitch? What up, Leon Washington? Is it going to post so all I can see it? I thought it was posted. I thought it was posted yesterday. The one from yesterday, but I think they might have took it down, might have some editing, but I got it. You know, I got it. So after this live, I'm gonna put it out. It's uploading right now. You know what I mean? I got it for sure. You know what I mean? So it's coming out. It's uploading as we speaking right now. You know, Stacy says, yes, it seems they want to intimidate us. We have God with us. They need to step back. Absolutely. You know, absolutely. They bringing these hood tactics, these blood and crip tactics, like that's going to do something, man. You know, I ain't going to do nothing, man. The clown show. Jeremy says, I have watched a few videos of them. They are very violent and have a foul mouth. Well, they better be careful who they approach, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be very careful. Very, very careful, especially when you come to the South like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Up north, you know, it's probably a little bit more ease, but in the South, you got to be careful, man. Straight up. Because every church and every religious organization is not going to respond, you know what I mean, by just walking away. Like I said in the last message, you know, some organizations are strapped, you know, and if you become an imminent threat, and that they have the right to defend themselves, and by law. I'm not saying it's right biblically, but by law, people are, handling their business in that area, man. So if you're just showing up to people's property and people's houses or whatever you're doing, you know what I mean? Be careful, man. Be careful. I'm telling you, from a man to man standpoint, when you're showing up to people's properties like that, everybody's not going. I'm not saying me, but everybody's not going to respond the way to just walking away like that. If you're showing up to different church organizations and different people's property and things like that, people handle situations different. You know, all right. What up, Texas? Lindsay. Albert Fuller says Gino mentioned Greensboro, North Carolina at the end of the year. I'm glad in a way because I have a cousin lived there and one showed up for service. She loved it. Absolutely wonderful. Troop Seeker says, did you hear what the Purple Gang Bishop said? He said the members keep telling us to pull up food. That ain't an invitation. He says pull up. What is he? What is he, like some type of gangbang or something, man? Now he's pull up. We don't talk like that, man. People of God don't talk like that. Only hoodlums do. Only hoodlums talk like pull up or send me the Addy and stuff like that. We don't talk like that. We do things decency and in order. Simple as that. You know what I mean? So by him talking like that, it's just ignorant. When he was talking in that video, he just seemed ignorant because he's looking at some information on Wikipedia, thinking we're Pentecostal and things like that. This how you can tell somebody like him don't study too much at all, because you're looking at Wikipedia. Listen, Wikipedia is not written by First Church in general. That's written by somebody probably like Montana who don't even know nothing about really of the truth of God in general. Anybody could put information upon Wikipedia. You know what I'm saying? All right. He said, pull up. Man, these guys are clowns. Kevin B says, greetings. What are you doing out there, man? Making all that noise. What up, Thomas Young? Tracy Sims. He says, hello, everyone, and thank you for explaining and expressing this topic. Absolutely. For sure. For sure, we're going to talk about it, but this ain't the type of thing of like a back and forth thing and whatnot. It's just a thing to discuss and hear the people's thoughts and whatnot and whatever. You know what I mean? But most importantly, that people like this group of IUIC, I didn't even think they was like that. I thought that was like the GMS camp who was mostly that way. So I was surprised that the IUIC acted that way of, showing up to people's churches, not only First Church, but other people's churches in general. You know, I just thought that was the actions and the angles of the GMS camp of the Hebrew Israelites. You know what I mean? But other Hebrew Israelites who have respect, as Gino mentioned, they apologize for the actions of these clowns. You know what I mean? So that goes to show you that the representation they don't justify of those purple and gold Hebrew Israelites. S.A. Wilson says, honestly, it is sad that these boys need attention and money. Their Lord Nathaniel, he is clueless. Bishop Nathaniel, well, he ain't no bishop, but was clueless. He said he called him Pentecostal Christianity, and then someone told him he was holiness. You could tell he don't know nothing. So-called Bishop Nathaniel, he don't know nothing. He don't. He don't. Rachel says very immature. Stacy says with their attitude they turn sinners from wanting to come to God. True. Fleming says, how can you come in the name of God and use force, use violence, and use obscene languages? Well, like I said earlier with that group, that's how they try to intimidate people. But like I said, man, listen, they don't ran into a brick wall, man. They don't ran into a steel beam right here, because we definitely don't back down at all. And I'm putting representation, of course, you know what I mean, for the truth of God and everybody who represents the truth of God at the end of the day. You know what I mean? All right. All right. Demetrius, he says they only go to tourist spots. Um, I can agree. I can agree. You know, because like I said, they're not going to no urban areas. They're not going to the hoods. You know, they're not. I mean, they was right next to the hood, but they're not going like in the deeper depths where the real gangsters are, where the real gangbangers are, where drugs is at, where prostitution is at. You know, go at nighttime. Use that energy to go at nighttime to those hooded areas and try to preach or teach that so-called truth that you're preaching. Purple and gold Israelites. Try to do that. You know. Marco says, I pray and hope the truth of God message comes to Alaska soon, Lord willing. Keep us all in prayer. God knows. Absolutely. Richard says they in the hood of Detroit and New York. Well, I don't think they in the hood. You know, they might be on the surfaces, but we talking about in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Go into the lobbies of the projects in Brooklyn. You know, go into the lobby of the Bronx where the Crips are at. You know, where the MS-13s is at, where the Latin Kings is at, where the Woes, where the Chos is at. You know, go into those areas where drug dealing is going on, like right there in your face. You know, go into the lobbies of Marcy projects. All right, go into the lobbies of those project buildings where it smell like urine. You know, when people was shooting up coke and dope and things like that. Do that. Go to those places. All right, do that. Then put that on camera. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Go to Chicago where it's almost a death every day of killing and shooting. Go at nighttime. Do that. You know, do that. Then put that on camera and see what happens. And talk the way you're talking as you were on camera, using profanity and obscene languages out there in the hoods like that. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Do that. All right. Purple and gold. All right. Let me see. What up, King George, GSP? What up, Jeremy Dunbar? Right. Truth 83. You funny. Walker says, I love you, my brother. Wonderful topics. Schedule tight, and I have to go. God bless and peace be. Peace be with you too. What up, Pam Babies? Jan Juice. What up, Jan Juice? Dawkins says, like Pastor Gino just said, enough of them left dumb and oh yeah, that's another great point that Gino made. You know, when those Hebrew Israelites came last week, you know, some in general left and got baptized. You know what I mean? So he's right on point. You know, what they did was a wonderful thing. Because some of them Hebrew Israelites, now they found the truth. You know, that almost reminds me of the situation that happened when somebody put out that excerpt of when Gino was calling, like, you know, with the lipstick and saying whores and things like that. And people, and that person, whoever put it out, or that news media team or whoever did that, you know, they thought it was going to affect the truth of God. But actually, you know, it turned out for the better. You know, just like this situation, man. Man, it's crazy. LJC says, I believe they pulled something like this to a church in Oklahoma a week or two ago. They did. And I believe they got a restraining order out on that church in Oklahoma. Ella says, keep the uniform for the next moment's parade. For sure. Jenju says, I watched the 16th July sermon and Gino went in on those clowns. Absolutely. The group says, good to see you. I was at TOG Friday night. Awesome. From Malawi, Minister. Absolutely. Wonderful, man. Mr. R, what up? What up? Troop 83 says, yesterday's message has disappeared. Leon Washington says, all right, thanks. Genju says, I saw you, Tony, looking real sharp. Thank you, appreciate that. I got the whole suit from Amazon. You know, it cost me about $100. You know, that whole suit. The shoes was about maybe 40 or 50. You know, so thank God for Amazon for sure for that suit that I had. You know, I'm gonna give me a couple of more too. They got some good. If you know how to pick out sizes and whatnot, man, Amazon got some good stuff, man, with suits and whatnot. All right. um, what is that? Ozzy Pack says you sound like you are threatening, though, bro. What do you mean threatening? You trying to change the narrative on what I'm trying to say, man. What I'm saying is you can't show up at certain people's places. That's what I'm saying. You know, in the South. The reason I said the South because the gun laws are different. You know what I mean? And some preachers and some different organizations. I said different organizations. Listen, different organizations are packing. You know, and you show up on somebody's property and making threats and whatnot, or you become an intimate threat, then by law they can handle the situation differently versus just walking away. So don't try to change my narrative as if I'm trying to sound threatening. I'm telling you the truth. You know what I mean? This is from experience that I've seen in news medias and things like that. I'm not just saying it just to be saying it. I'm saying it because I heard about it before. You understand that? You know what I mean? And a lot of them are violent. Just look what happened in Jersey City a couple of years ago with that Hebrew Israelite. You know, just look what happened when he shot up that Jewish place. You know what I'm saying? Look how violent these people are. Well, some of them, those Hebrew Israelites. You know, so how am I sounding threatening? Where there's been situations of these so-called Hebrew Israelites who cause mayhem. You know, so if you go back into the news articles and whatnot, you will see when it's Hebrew Israelite, you know, shot the cop in Jersey City at the gravesite on Garfield Avenue, you know, where I'm originally from. And then he and his girlfriend went to the Jewish place between Bidwell and Bayview on Jackson, which they call Martin Luther King Drive, and got out and started shooting. And then he went into the Jewish place and shot the people in there. You know, I think I just came out of work that day, went to the storage place, sitting down. Next thing you know, you just start seeing a bunch of police officers and whatnot coming. So there's been a lot of situations with these so-called Hebrew Israelites with violent acts and whatnot. So you telling me that I'm sounding threatening, man? You ain't understanding. That's why. Don't change my narrative, man. All right. Um. Rachel says Bishop Nathaniel was crazy. Oh man. Listen, just say no to drugs. You know, just say no to drugs for sure. True God, brother Ray says, I love and hope all my true brothers and sisters who are inwardly making home safe and have safe travels. Absolutely. So those who are traveling back from Greensboro, North Carolina, as you know, Brother Ray said, much prayers and hope everybody get home safe for sure. I know people taking flights, maybe public transportation, they're using their cars or what have you, and I do hope everybody get back home safe for sure. All right. Joshua says, bro, imagine saying PJ is a oneness Pentecostal. Ah man, I was hollering when Mr. Nathaniel said that. I was hollering. That's how you know he didn't do his homework too well. That's how you know. He went to Wikipedia. He went to Wikipedia. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. It's crazy. All right. JC1 says, but didn't Gino come from a Pentecostal background? No, apostolic. Apostolic. I believe that video is in if I'm not mistaken, what is that program? And maybe what, 607? When he crushed that statue, Mary or something like that. I believe it's in that video. He talked about coming from the apostolic background. Excuse me. All right. Rachel says, tell that kid sit himself down while you're on live. Oh man, he's funny. He didn't know. He didn't know I was on live. Charles Jones says, I think he should debate them, brother. Tony, they're not a violent group. What? They're not? Really? Okay. It's a certain way how you go about when you want a debate or biblical discussion. You know what I'm saying? You don't sit here and surround a church or surround or anything or do something of that caliber demanding a debate. You don't act that way. What's wrong with writing a letter? What's wrong with showing up by yourself? Speaking with somebody decently and in order, or calling or whatever. If you can't get through, show up by yourself and just speak to somebody. You don't need all that attention. So once again, shout out to my boy, Wayne Smith Little, who debated Gino. He did it the right way. He didn't go around Philadelphia and protest saying, I want to debate. He didn't come with 200, 300 people. You know what I'm saying? Although Harry Knox, lost and whatnot, Harry Knox didn't do it that way. You know what I mean? He didn't do it that way. So it's a certain thing to do things decently and in order. For sure. Now, when you're reading off of Wikipedia, man, and you want a biblical discussion, come on, man. You already lost. You already lost reading from Wikipedia. That's crazy. Here's though you have a so-called bishop reading from Wikipedia. Really? One is Pentecostal, man? There's tons of videos out there in reference to holiness. You mean to tell me you couldn't find no video at all? It's up there. It's a bunch of them. You had to go to Wikipedia, man, and you were supposed to be a bishop? Really? Like I said, half of them look like crackheads. Let's get that clear. When they came to Philadelphia, half of them did, man. I'm not even being funny. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they do. They go to people like that, manipulate their minds, and then use them for stuff like that, which is crazy. But like PJ said, a lot of them, some of them, left and came over to the truth of God. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. What up, Matt? JJ Jones says, and that's the thing. Why do black people go over talking about guns, about killing each other? That's not what the true Christ stand for. And it's sad to hear people like talk about killing other people. That's true. I agree with what you're saying at Matt JJ Jones. I agree with that. But you got this group like some of the Hebrew Israelites like that. They may go into talking about the scripture, but then they get aggressive. Then they start swearing. Then they start using profanity and things like that. You know what I mean? Against, if you're trying to have like a normal discussion and things like that to try to throw you off. You know what I mean? That's what they do. That's their whole angle. If you listen at the ISUPK, if you listen to their videos, it's the same way. GMS camp, the same way. One clown by the name of Jansen Williams who came on here. He used profanity. He used profanity, a so-called Hebrew Israelite. And you got a lot of people who are not all the way there yet, who are not, but that's what they're looking for. So it's best just to not engage in anything with them because they might try to get you out your character like that. All right. And we hope that, situations like that don't happen. It's nothing wrong with a normal biblical discussion, a reasonable biblical discussion in general. It's not wrong with that. It's not wrong. But when you got people that's just looking for attention like that, man, it's like I understand what Gino was saying, man. I really do. You know, I really do. Um, Mr. R says only time we tell you to pull up is your pants. You funny. You funny as ever. Um, Lacey Rhodes says my phones have been getting hacked for months. Voodoo done okay in me. You name it, it's been hard. You said voodoo. What are you talking about at Lacey Rhodes? Um, what is that? Blakely says, yeah, that okay. P Shame says they do go to the hood. No, they don't. No, they don't. You can't. I'm not talking about the surfaces of the hood. I'm not talking about 8 in the morning, 10 in the morning. I'm talking about 2 a.m. at night. You know, in the rough hoods of Chicago. We talking about the rough hoods. I ain't talking about the surfaces. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about the surfaces. All right. Okay. Who else? Who else? What up, Joe Steele? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Letitia says both parties in this matter is an error because they have casted lies on each other. I don't know what you're talking about. What up, GSP? JC1 says Tony, first back in the day they was called Pentecostals back then. Then some of them changed to apostolic. Well, I haven't heard him say that anything about Pentecostal. Michael Edwards says, watch Nathaniel Hands when he talks. In my opinion, he be throwing up horn signs. Oh man. Okay. Laurel, you says quiz me on PJ. I watch so much and still learning from my holy. He said croc. He said, oh, he put croc. You says test you on. You says quiz you on Pastor Jennings. You want to quiz? What you want to question us? You want to question? That's what you're talking about. You know. Um, what up, Troy Franklin? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Okay. Alan Maxwell, you funny. Um, you do know. Hey, Ozpack, you says Tony, you do know slandering without proof is sin. Well, the proof is on YouTube. I'm the one that put out the video of those Hebrew Israelites knocking down a woman. I put that out, and then those Hebrew Israelites, they reported that video, and then I put it back out. So there is proof out there. I put that video out years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what you're talking about, man. You know? Okay. And the proof is also in the news media about the Hebrew Israelite who shot and killed those people in Jersey City, man. So I don't know what you're talking about at OzPack. The proof is up there already. You know. Who else? Troop 83 says Pastor Tony Smith uses profanity and he's supposed to be a Hebrew Israelite. I don't know what happened to Tony Smith, man. He just felt way off. That years back, he was aight, but just a little off. Now he just way off. He be reading from stuff like Yukonon and I don't know all that nonsense that he's coming from. Tony Smith really fell off badly. He fell off bad. What up, L Hood? What up? What up? What up? You says, can I show you some proof? What do you mean? Just type it in on Google. Hebrew Israelite, Jersey City, shooting. Simple as that. Type that in. So can I show you some proof? You got Google, man. Search it up. What you talking about, man? Show you some proof. Look it up. You know what I mean? What up, Jamie Sutton? Troy Finley says, that's right. I'm originally from Chicago, and people come around when the thugs are in the house sleep. And shout out to Charlie Bow. Charlie Bow 13, I believe. He goes around urban areas recording, you know. He goes around the toughest hoods, and Hebrew Israelites be around there. I'm not talking about the surfaces of the hood. We talking about really in depth inside, you know. We talking about deep in depth inside the hood. Not on the surfaces, not on the outsides, not 8 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that. All right. What up? What up? What up? The real CM. What up? What up? What up? Jinju says you have a lot of trolls in the chat and some high friends on the low. He said some trolls. It don't bother me, man. It don't bother me at all. They could come trolling. It's the internet. You know what I mean? Okay. Watch out says, are you putting the whole message from yesterday, not just a clip? Please put it out. Well, the whole clip. You want the whole? Well, I already uploaded like an hour and a half, about an hour and 20 minutes of the video. So I'm not sure they could probably gonna put the whole clip back up because they probably took it down because maybe some editing had to be done or something like that, man. All right. Fleming says a proper debate requires a set date, a date set by both parties. You talk or ask questions respectfully, have good attitude towards each other. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right at Fleming's for sure. Okay. Vidu Speaks says, I love Pastor Gino. Only thing I don't agree with is the church stance on having a weapon or gun to defend your home and family. It's unfortunate necessity nowadays. Love the channel, Tony. Appreciate that at B2 Speaks. Appreciate that. For sure. What up, great man? Hope all is well for sure. What up, Betty Harrison? What up, Drella? What up? Drella says, after morning services, we saw them walking through the lobby, and about 100 was in front of the hotel. Well, that's crazy. He says, Pastor Gino was absolutely on fire today. He runs from no man. Absolutely on point with that. For sure. What up? What is that? Colonel Quail. What up? What up? What is that? Jamil Harris. Tony Chabai. He says, I never seen a Hebrew Israelite until I got on YouTube. Well, the first time I saw Hebrew Israelites, I would say like back in I'm gonna say like 2000 and maybe 4, maybe 2004. I was in New York. I wasn't in church or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I think it was like 2 years after high school. I think I was in New York. I went to the ESPN zone when they had the arcades and whatnot. Coming back, them Hebrew Israelites was out there. I guess call themselves preaching and whatnot. And that's the only thing I can remember about them. You know what I mean? The first time I seen them. But years later, when I come on YouTube, and then I start to see more of them, like you said. You know what I mean? At Tony Chabai. Dr. Sean said Gino can't. Hey, Dr. Sean, get out of here, man. What are you talking about? Then you step up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? If you say that a person who uses Wikipedia, Mr. Nathaniel, if you think a person like that could eat up somebody with the the knowledge and the God-given skilled and knowledgeable ways of breaking down the scriptures? Are you stating that? All right. That's my question to you, as Sean. Jen Ju says, what happened to that old minister from Mississippi with that country twang that used to be in the TOG and then turn and believe in divorce? He turned out to be a real Judas and Gino exposed him. I forgot his name. What is his name? I forgot. I forgot his name. He had a bald head. I forgot. You know, that was a while back. That was a while back, you know, for sure. All right. JC Warner said, I seen them Hebrew Israelites way back in the day on 125th in Harlem. This was back in the 2000s, if not earlier. What up, Blessed Tone? What up? Oh, Bishop Ellis. That was him. That was him, Bishop Ellis. You're right. And I remember listening to Bishop Ellis after that when he was on this broadcast with this preacher from Alabama. So Mr. Ellis stated that he had a hidden agenda, basically, to come in and try to change the minds of what was going on in the truth of God. So with that being said, you know, if one has a hidden agenda and then let's say an organization asks you certain questions, then you must have lied about something that you believed in, but you didn't really believe in it. You know what I mean? So that was just a crazy, weird situation on Mr. Ellis' behalf. Because I kind of remember some of it, you know what I mean? On the cause. I didn't even knew he believed in that. I didn't know that. I didn't know until, I started hearing about it. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But that was years ago, man. That situation is like over with, man. I don't even want to, bring that back up, man, for sure. All right. Excuse me. For sure. Elder Murray. Now they talk about Bishop Ellis. They talking about Elder Murray. You said Ellis hooked up with Murray. Listen, we ain't gonna talk about them, man. For sure. You know, we ain't gonna talk about. I don't want to talk about them, man. They ain't getting no burn on here. You know what I'm saying? They ain't getting no free promotion. Tony Chubby says, "Thank you for responding to my comment. Though I came up in Christian church, I've been misled, but I admit Apostle Jennings is one of the best when it comes to breaking down the scriptures." Absolutely. Jen Ju says, Mr. Ellis got ushered out with the quickness. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Jeremy Dunbar says, Murray is another one hollering about pastor. Well, there's a lot of them out there, man. There's a lot of them, Like I said earlier, man, some people are just obsessed, man. Some people are just obsessed. Here it is. You have grown men in a negative manner, just obsessed, thinking what they do and what they say is going to like dismantle things, And it's a lot of members from different organizations that they try to dismember this channel, and they try to do things over here too. But guess what? It didn't work. It worked out for my good. You know what I'm saying? It worked out for my good. They tried stuff, but guess what? Stuff don't work, man. You know what I mean? Stuff don't work, for sure. All right. What up, daughter of a king? What up? Ozpack says, where's the video of IUIC beating a woman? Go look it up, man. You know what I mean? You got YouTube. Type that in. Hebrew Israelites beat women or whatever. You know what I mean? That was a while ago, years ago. I put that out. You know what I mean? Like I said, they got that video or whatever Israelites, they reported that video, man. And I got flagged for that years ago. you know. So you can go look for it. You can do your own homework on that, because I'm not doing your homework, man. No way. You understand? All right. Okay. AJ the Truth says, blessings, my brother. Did Pastor Gino have an actual debate with Israelites or whatever they call themselves? We waited for the debate to come on another channel, but unfortunately it never played. Well, didn't he have a debate with Mr. Israel? If you're talking about that, they stated that Mr. Israel is not I guess is not a qualified Israelite, you know what I mean? So if you're talking about Mr. Israel that he debated, you know, for sure. All right. Joy Morgan in UK, she was killed by one of the members. He is in jail. This was on the news. Well, I didn't hear about the Joy Morgan thing. I didn't hear about that one. I didn't hear about that one for sure. What up, RV Winkle? What up? What up? What up? um, Charles Jones says Nathaniel would never condone a woman getting beaten. Ozpack says, so it's not on your channel. My man, you got to go back and look, man. You got to go back and look. You know. Okay. Okay. What up? What up, Judo? He says, my man Tony's been a while. Hope all is well. All is well, man. All is excellent with me right now, for sure. We're just here having this discussion. Greensboro, North Carolina was a great thing for sure. Like I stated earlier, it was a great thing to see some of the saints and hear the word and things like that from Pastor Gino Jennings, for sure. The end of the year service is definitely coming. It's definitely gonna come fast. You know what I mean? So right, it was packed. We talking about 4,000 to 5,000 people in there, man, for sure. It was packed. Joseph says I was rolling when Pastor called them the Purple Gang. Oh man. Kaka says, did everyone commute on their own or was it buses? Well, I commuted with my car. I'm about an hour and a half away from Greensboro, North Carolina. It was some Truth of God buses out there. You know what I mean? Some people had their trucks. Those who were like truck drivers out there, they had their truck parked out there, coming to listen to the word and things like that. So it was a variety of things. People took planes and whatnot. But I took my personal car. I'm not too far away from there. Right now. Jacob says, is there any video from the convocation? Yes, just go to First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ YouTube channel, man, and click on the videos, and you can see the latest videos up there. And I believe it's one up there, and from today, if I'm not mistaken. Emmett Spear says, I'm still here, bro. I'm tuned in listening while I break down the leftovers on the stove and washing up the dishes. What up, Emmett? What up? For sure. Jesse Mathis, what's up? He says, go get it, my main man. That's why I love you, cuz. Peace and love. Always, Tony. Hey, Jesse, I see you. I'm going to get at you, though, man. We still got to have that discussion, What up to DC? For sure. Shout out to DC. You know what I mean? DC in the house. For sure. All right. Andrew Dixon, he says, greetings, brother. God willing to see you there. End of the year. What up, Drew? What up, Drew? Hope to see you too, man. I'm trying to be there at the end of the year service all days, man. I'm gonna try my best for sure. Joella says it's crazy the obsession the false prophets have with pastor and the TOG. Can we just worship in peace? Jinju says there are some Tony haters in the chat room. Yeah, there's a bunch of them, man. But I ain't paying them no mind. We're gonna have this live chat for about an hour, and I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna put out that video from yesterday from Greensboro, North Carolina. And I'm gonna have me my dinner, Then I'm gonna go to sleep and get up for work, at 4 a.m. for sure. So I don't pay these people no mind who's hating. You funny for real, Jen Juice. Mrs. Campbell says, first time here, greetings, brother Harvin. Peace be with you. Love me your channel. Thank you. Appreciate that. Andrew Stubbs says, name calling is just a weak and small way to conduct yourself, for sure. Hester says, hello, everybody. Feeling blessed and finally baptized. It was a wonderful 3 days. That's great that you got baptized, man. That's a wonderful thing, man, for sure. Lion Nelson says, did I get blocked? No, you didn't. You're not on my block list. I know the names up on my block list, but you're not one of them. You haven't done anything, AJ True says, thank you for answering, but no other brother had tuned to his channel to see the debate with the men surrounding TOG the other day. When the pastor to come out and we tuned in, but no debate. All right. You should, I missed that one. Let me see. You say you should come, July, November for our convo. Oh, coming to Jamaica? Are you gonna be in Jamaica in November? I'm gonna look that up, man. I'm gonna look into that for sure. Jamaica, if you're talking about that, that'd be a good thing for sure. Unfiltered Truth says, "Hey there, brother. What up? What up? What up?" Princess says, "All I know is the service was great. I hope the Israelites listen with the scriptures open." All right. Ozpack. He says, "Hey, you cool, Tony, but let's stop talking about these people. Do you believe Christ came for all people?" He said, do I believe Christ came for all people? No, this topic is about those IUIC Hebrew Israelites, man. And I'm going to continue to talk about it. I'm going to continue to have this discussion and thoughts about, the angles and things like that. You asking me a question that you probably already know my answer to, man. If I'm putting out the truth of God messages and things like that, and that question is answered in the messages, don't you think I agree with that? You know what I'm saying? What up, Passionate? You said, I enjoy your videos. And Apostle Gino, I wish someone would call me back. I really need to speak with him. Well, First Church at truthofgod.com. First Church at truthofgod.com. I believe it was a meet and greet on Thursday in Greensboro, North Carolina from about 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. But because sometimes there are meet and greets, So if it's like a convocation like it was recently, and it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's most likely a meet and greet on that Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a good thing to, if you want to, try to speak with pastor and whatnot, that might be like a good thing to do, to come to the conventions, to come to the convocations and things like that. You know what I mean? Because there are thousands and thousands of people upon thousands who's emailing, who's calling and things like that. And honestly, there are a lot of people tugging and pulling, you know what I'm saying, to get in contact. All right. Shout out to you too at Tony W says, I wouldn't know about the apostle if it wasn't for you sharing the videos. For sure. God bless you for doing this live. Pastor Gino speaks nothing but the truth. Nobody angry but the devil. That's why Satan and his angels were marching around the Truth of God Church at Jewel McLam. For sure. Gentoo says, where Naomi Hope and Flow at? I don't know. God named Otis says, hey, brother, is this blaspheme? John Morant called himself Black Jesus. Oh, John Morant, the basketball player. Well, a lot of those guys who are in the entertainment, like Jay-Z, he call themselves Hova and whatnot. They feel themselves too much. They feeling themselves too much because they got a lot of fame. They got a lot of money. They feel as though that they're on top. You know what I'm saying? They feeling this high. They feeling this rush because they are on top in what they're doing, whether it's basketball, football, rapping, or whatever. So if he call himself the Black Jesus, and things like that, because he's a good ball player, I don't think he has any type of championships. I don't think he's on a level of like LeBron James and Kevin Durant and things like that. So I don't even understand why he thinking he is this high up type of person in general. Because to me, he's okay, but he's not on the level of like LeBron and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? He still has a lot of improvement that he has to do. You know, he's good in ball, but I don't think he's on the level of LeBron and whatnot. All right. He says Kanye called himself Jesus. Oh man, that's funny. That is Anthony Fridge says, I would like to see Pastor Gino invite the IUIC to church for dialogue like he invited others. Okay. Anthony Johnson says, what up, my brother? Tony, I was at the Greensboro service Saturday night. Were you there? Drove up from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I was in the building, man. I was in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? But it was so many people there that it's kind of like hard to try to see everybody. You know what I mean? It was tough, you know, especially if you're like hungry, sleepy, and whatnot. You ready to go, man? Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because I was starving, man. I was hungry. So if I didn't get a chance to see you, you know what I mean? Lord willing, I'll see you at the end of the year service for sure. All right. Okay. It's the 1 hour mark. It's the 1 hour mark, and we're about to conclude this live. We're about to conclude this live. I appreciate everybody for coming on this live for sure. You know, having this discussion, having this live conversations. You know, I believe it's number 105 about these so-called Hebrew Israelites and things of that nature. I appreciate everybody's comments and whatnot. Do remember my email if you have any type of questions and things like that in reference to whatever goes on this YouTube channel. It's BOXERTONYHARVIN at gmail.com. That is Boxer Tony Harvin at gmail.com. Do remember to visit me on Facebook, TONY. That's Tony space FASTHANDZ space HARVIN on Facebook. And I hope everybody have a wonderful night as we conclude this live conversations number 105. May you all have a blessed day, a blessed night, have a blessed dinner, you know, and we all got to get ready. If we have a job, get ready for work for tomorrow. I will be putting out this video, you know, from yesterday when Gino was just crushing these Hebrew Israelites. It's about to come out after I click this live conversations off. So I'm out. Peace.